Sometimes you just see some of the weirdest things on the market. Make sure you guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out more awesome content. So, Time Machine. This card breaks my understanding and concept of things. First of all, it's from Crossroads of Chaos. We have 23 listings of this. Your sales data, I mean, a couple of these move in between, but why are we like so expensive? Especially at first ed costing $24. Oh, it's because it's sold. Okay, well, logically, let's go take a look at, the reprints at that point. Why is the speed duel version of this card $7 with 3 listings of this? Why do we actually have sales fairly recently on this? Okay, sure, let's clearly. Oh, okay, I mean, 81 listings, that's all right. And then 73 and 61. Looks like the common printings are doing okay. It's just really weird to me that a card like Time Machine is even making any sort of real discussion here. And that was the part that I just thought was really interesting, man. You don't really get the chance to see this sort of stuff, coming out of the woodwork. Now, I gotta talk about the Jurrac Splash package. Well, first of all, boxes of Battles of Legend Monster Mayhem are $43. Well, that's interesting. Look, Jurracs, everybody. Gigantos are 12s. Your Starlight Alt Arts are $22 now. And you know what's happened to this card, right? Well, people realized, oh crap, the dinosaur package is actually a splashable thing into multiple decks. So that's why you've been seeing, oh, well, why is this card going up in price? Splasha frickin' ability, everybody. That's why. But that's okay. I mean, we did have alternatives to the, the high rate. We do have the QCR, which is coming in about $10 right now, but it's in the same state here. You can also get old Jurrac Meteors from the dual terminals. These are $10 a piece. I'm more intrigued with this in the overall for, splashability than I really should be. Look at this, man. Meteors are so much money. I'm honestly just impressed. Now, I mean, you have all this Jurrac stuff to kind of sift through. You have so many pages of this. But, I mean, good job. You can get at least Platinum Secret Rares for 35 to 40 cents. Steros, the most important card, is 20 to 30 cents for making this, you can also get, Secret Rare Jurrac Meteors for like 30 to 40 cents. So just on that, I want the higher rarity sort of argument that, we're seeing the more expensive sort of things. Oh boy, Ground Xeno. So if you've been paying attention to anything related to Dino Rars, you're gonna notice kind of this this same thing that's been happening here. Oh wow, something's going up in the dinosaur department. Well, first of all, Ground Xeno being a $12 card is nothing new. I mean, the original version of this looks like it has gone up because you have a market price at $9.72. So there has been a little bit of an uptick. You haven't had a sale in a day or two for this version, which is understandably so because, it's gone up in price. But we come down here. I mean, this thing was $8 for a little while, and you have had sales data moving around on this. So, once again, I'm not surprised to be seeing the dinosaur stuff fluctuating. It's an oddity to be seeing. Linkuriboh, we all kind of blew a gasket when this card came back, but it's really done nothing. If anything, I think this has been one of the least influential cards to actually make a grand slam, because we were all like, oh man, we're going to have to deal with this with Yummy. Yummy builds in the TCG don't even really look at this card. It's just kind of, there. But looks like for the most part, you have a $20 listing, and then you go up to 26, which is not bad. Lower rarities for the jumps, market price 4 for the advent calendar, 4. It looks very steadily here that, you've got a decent amount of value still within this card. Okay. Snake Eyes Ash, Ultimate Rares. For as much as this community was bouncing back and forth for joy when we got the list and we saw that the Snake Eyes stuff came back, I've not really seen more than maybe 1 to 2 people trying this out. This just kind of feels like one of those, hey, you know, like this was a cool idea, we tried it, and now we're just back off into the sunset to be seen. And I mean, yeah, that's kind of what this is. Your sales data on this, I mean, you had a sale yesterday at $16, but it looks like you pretty much are floating about the $15 to $16 range, which I don't think that's necessarily too bad, though, people. You know, it is a good, consistent card for what it is. Oh, Dominus Impulse. I do love this Japanese QCR that they're trying to pawn off here. But you're looking at $180. Looks like we've gone down a little bit. Meanwhile, Rage of the Abyss Dominus Impulses. Excuse me here while I say this, but this is messed up. These are very expensive. You're looking at $57 to $60 on up to $63 a copy. Like, that's insane fundamentally to be looking at. You come on down here to the reprint versions too. Both copies of Dominus Impulse have broken through what I would consider to be any level of sanity left for this game. I have not seen a lot of builds. Maybe I'm saying that a little bit too crazily, but I don't remember seeing a lot of people going crazy over this card. It was just a very good card that had a place in the meta, but okay. Staples. We did talk about yesterday's video about the possibility of seeing certain cards getting, you know, reprints in the OTS pack. And I want to re-emphasize that point here on the combined creation itself. Combined creation is one of the very last cards that does not have a reprint yet. And I think we're all kind of having the same possible thought here of we're probably going to see this card getting that key reprint here. QCR's coming in at 46s. You have collector's rares coming in at 35s. And you're also looking at the lowest ultra rare copies are coming in at about $25 a piece. The problem is, I mean, this is like a one of. So if they do print this into an OTS ultimate rare slot, it's not going to be the worst sort of scenario, but it just kind of feels like a little bit of a wasted opportunity. Brionac, the Dragon of the Iceberg. First of all, near mint listings of this are, I mean, you have very few at $16, and then you push up to $30. That's crazy to think about, that a classic card like this is gaining that upwards momentum. Now let's take off near mint. If you're looking at getting mods, comes in about $10 a piece, which is not the worst. But then light plays come in at about 11s. I'd probably accepting getting a mod to light play in this set, because $10 to $11 isn't going to necessarily break the bank, in my opinion. Ami no Murakumo. Oh boy. So evidently these have been spinning off of the market. You know why, right? It's because Mitsurugi is just solidly one of the best decks in the current meta. If anybody really wants to argue that, I think you're cray-cray, and I don't know if you really understand, you know, how modern era Yu-Gi-Oh works. This has become one of the best cards. And also, you know, when it's a one-of, a lot more people are accepting of picking up the one-of because they're like, hey, you know, it's a one-of, I can afford the bling at this point, you know, it's not really going to hurt me, you know, too much. And that is fairly true, actually. I don't hate that idea. It does tend to work out in your favor. And then we have Exciton Knight, you know, the board-wiping monster. Quarter centuries of this are still holding about $18 to $20. And the reason why this is actually kind of upticking right now is because you got to remember, this is a generic bridge for Fiendsmith. You know, you take 2 level 4 monsters, stack them together, we make Requiem, and we go. And it's basically, congratulations, you know, you built the Megazord at this point to get off the ground. That's why, you know, this card's been upticking at any real fashion that it has been. It's because generic splashability tends to be very, very strong. So what do you guys think about today's market? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back here in a day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.